Hi guys, Alice Taylor down at Lytham Golf Academy, and today we're going to take a look at the brand new Mizuno MP 18 iron. So we can see from the close-up a real classic looking blade, little bit of muscle back, but very sleek, very traditional. As we look at the toe, you know, nothing there, very narrow sole, very thin top line, and a really small compact head. So we're going to hit 5 tailor-made TP5 golf balls on GC quad. We're going to take a look, and I'm just going to 5 shots irrelevant of the strike, and because it's such a small head, you know, any little change in strike we're expecting to see a big difference in performance. So I used to play blades as a kid, I think TP9s and TP11s, so I love the look of these. Now, as a kid when I played blades, was I good enough? Probably not. Probably more of an ego thing. And over the years, particularly with custom fit, and launch monitors, it's been a big help knowing that you can maybe get something that fits your eye a little bit, that gets performance. Whereas I love the look of this, and I know forged will feel good. But let's hit the shots and see how MP18s perform. Oh, so the first one, absolutely gorgeous. Felt right out the middle. If I could hit everything like that, there'd definitely be a set of these in the bag. So, shot 2. So more traditional in lofts as well, so not super strong, so I'm not expecting, this is a 6 iron, I'm not expecting huge distances with 6 iron. Oh, maybe I'm back. 2 that have felt absolutely flushed. So I need to keep concentrating now though, not get overexcited about hitting 2 blades right out the middle. Oh, now that felt very toey. Now, I wouldn't say it was very toey, and I'm going to show you the strike pattern because I've got the club head dotted up for GC quad. So I'm going to show you kind of where the strike's been on the face, and then when we look at numbers, we can see kind of how much performance changes with strike. So guys, we can see that third shot there, 8mm out the toe. So by no means a poor strike, but with a club design like this, there's definitely that opportunity that much strike we might see a decent amount of drop off in performance. It felt very poor. So we've had one a little bit toey and a couple right out the middle. So again, that felt really good. And we can see from the strike there, very centered. So we take that every time. And one final one. Ooh, now that felt very heely, that one. And we can see from the strike there, 9mm out the heel. So, I mean, it wasn't much more out the heel than the toe strike, and yet the ball seemed to fly a lot better than the one out the toe. Okay guys, so we've had 3 really good strikes, 1 9mm out the heel, 1 8mm out the toe. So let's look at some numbers and kind of see overall how MP18 performs. Okay, so we can see an average ball speed of 120, and certainly the first, second and fourth shots were good solid strikes. Third one was the one that was 8mm out the toe, and we see a ball speed drop all the way down to 112, and the distance dropped from round about 170 with the solid strikes to 154, so a huge drop off for 8mm out the toe. Interestingly, the last one, the ball speed at 121, I still got 170 yards carry, even though that was 9mm out the heel. But overall, 120 ball speed, which would have been probably nearer 121 to 122, around 6,000 spin, and round about 170 it would have been with the poor strike, or the poor toe strike taken out. is decent numbers for a very traditional 6-iron. Okay guys, so the interesting thing for me there was the ones that we hit out the middle, we obviously saw great performance from, but you'd kind of expect 8mm toe or 9mm heel, kind of maybe the performance to drop off equal amounts, but because the center of mass of the club, or the center of gravity, because there's all this heel weight and mass of the club there, it very much pulls that center of mass slightly towards the heel, which is why very often you get away with a blade with more of a heel strike than you do with a toe strike, because the toe is even further away from that center of mass. So guys, some good numbers, you know, and this isn't going to be an iron by any means that's aimed at somebody looking to hit the ball further. This is going to be the guy who's probably already got pretty good club head speed, who is a very, very good consistent ball striker. And when I mean consistent, consistently towards the center of the club. You know, and I think if you've got those attributes, you'll love how that looks, how that feels, and the playability that the blade will give you. I think a lot of guys will still want to try this, even that maybe won't get away with it. And so you'll see split sets between the other models within the MP18 range. But does it kind of do what it says it should? It doesn't make any bold claims, but does it look good? Looks awesome. A little bit scary, but awesome. Feels fantastic with good strikes. I mean, for me, there's probably nothing feels better than a blade when you hit it right out the middle. I'm a little bit biased because I grew up playing blades, but I think they feel incredible when you hit them out the middle. But equally, when you get those poor strikes, particularly towards the toe, is there anything that feels worse than the blade? Probably not. So if you think you're in the market for a set of blades, MP18 is definitely something you should be trying. If you're someone who's a decent ball striker and curious to see whether there's enough forgiveness in this, I mean, you saw a good 15-16 yard drop off with an 8mm change in strike. I mean, that's a tiny change in strike for a huge difference in distance. So I think very niche market, good ball strikers, pros, tour players, you'll see these in the bag. Outside that, I don't see a lot of sets being sold, but a fantastic new iron from Mizuno. So guys, as ever, really appreciate you taking the time to watch my videos. Subscribe to my channel if you don't already, just click the button. Follow me on all the social media platforms if you don't already. Hopefully catch up with some of you guys down here in the future. Stay in contact.